Welcome back to my writing room, everybody. Thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day to come hang with me. The life of a writer can be a lonely one. It's lonely on the blank page. Sometimes I can't even. I don't know what the hell that was. I was going soap opera. That's what I was doing there for a minute. I watched Delirious with John Candy the other day, and it had me thinking about it. Anyway, I want to thank everybody who watched the very first vlog yesterday. This is day 2. It's day 2 of the vlog. It's day 2 of me being married. Both seem to be going very well so far. But I wanted to thank everybody who watched yesterday's vlog and gave me feedback on it and commented and subscribed to the channel. And you were bumping it on Twitter and talking about it. And it's very cool to have. And I said this on Twitter yesterday. It's very cool to have thousands of people you've never met give a shit about what's going on in your life, let alone offer support and encouragement. It's the good side of this thing we call the internet and all this communications technology. We'll get into the bad side over the course of this vlog, I'm sure. But for now, I really appreciate that. I hope you're enjoying the stabilization of the shot here. Was very shaky cam yesterday. I just kind of dove in. I was holding it just in my hand, and my hands shake like the character Lee in the Magnificent Seven. Have you ever seen that? Not the Antoine Fuqua one. He's very talented, but I didn't care for the remake. But yeah, so I went out early this morning. I did all my running around for the day and stopped off and got a shiny new tripod for the camera, so I can do handhelds and I can also do stationary shots because I'm going to be doing unboxing videos on my wrestling channel, the Riot Tapes. Oh yeah, and then I also impulse bought this, and I'm not even sorry. I mean, it's fucking, BB-8. BB-8 is what sold me on the relaunch of the Star Wars franchise. Like, I was cynical as fuck about that when they first announced that because I lived through the prequels, like it was the fall of Rome, and then they're like, no, we're gonna rebuild, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. But no, when they rolled BB-8 out on stage during that live cast, I was like, all right, you got me. I'm in. And now they're doing evil. They have evil BB-8. How fucking brilliant is that? Look at that. They've got BB-8 and evil BB-8, which means there's going to be a BB-8 fight, or a BB fight, because it's BB-9E. You know that's happening. If it doesn't happen, here's the thing. I watched the new Star Wars trailer for The Last Jedi, which I'm hyped beyond belief about. I'm an unabashed Star Wars fan. I'll say that right now. But I watched the new trailer and they have that wide shot where Kylo Ren is like on the right side of the frame, and I just knew, oh, BB, the evil BB is gonna roll into frame right next to him, and it didn't fucking happen. I rewatched the trailer to see if I missed it because it seemed like such an obvious moment to have in there, and they didn't have it. But that's how hyped I am for a BB fight. I was disappointed I didn't see the droid for 2 seconds in a trailer. Anyway, so impulse bought that, got the new tripod, went to the grocery store. I'm actually really excited. Tonight is the first night in the new house. I'm going to be cooking for my wife and I. My wife! I get to say that. Not so angrily. I go to Harrison Ford in The Fugitive. I didn't kill my wife! Like, that's what I associate with that phrase. But I'm excited to be able to say that. But I'm cooking for us for the first night in our new home. We've been in here a couple of weeks, but apparently there's like an ant season that goes on like every year for a few weeks or a month or whatever. Our neighbors warned us about this because we moved onto a street with a lot of people that go to Nikki's church. And they warned us that ants will try to invade. It's like the Nazis just testing the Russian front every once in a while, I guess. But they come. So we've had ants cropping up around the sink. And I'm telling you this, I have to tell you this story. So we got the exterminator out here to take care of it because I didn't want to cook until we got rid of the ant problem. So we had the exterminator out here, and he was a very nice fellow, very friendly. I would use the word jolly. I'm a person of size. I could say jolly. He was a jolly guy. He was very happy to be in here, and I explained the situation. They're coming up around the sink, and I want to cook, and we need to take care of it. And he's explaining to me that he's going to set gel bait, G-E-L, not jail bait. That's a gel bait to kill the ants. And while he's explaining to me what the gel bait does. He said, yeah, the ants eat it, and then they take it back to the colony. And he got weirdly sinister, and he's like, and then it kills them all. And just the way he said it, it gave me pause for a minute. Like, I had like a moral quandary. I was like living through Picard's arc in that episode of The Next Generation where they capture the single Borg and they're going to rig it to send back to the collective to destroy the whole thing. And then like the Borg becomes self-aware and they have this really like Moral Dilemma, and they're all doing it. But like I had that moment when he said that, he's like, it's gonna kill them all. And it was so strange. I don't know if it was just the words he used, the way he said it, but I had this thing in my head of like, you know, who are you? Are you God that you would decide to kill a whole species? It was strange. And then I got over it and I told him absolutely kill all the ants because they're fucking ants. I'm sorry. I'm not a Taoist monk. I don't give a fuck about the ants. But that was an interesting introspective moment as I decided the fate of an entire species. But anyway, yeah, so I get to cook tonight. I'm going to be making a beautiful pork tenderloin for my new wife, and feeling very domestic and loving every minute of it, to be totally honest with you. As for what's going on that's not domestic on the professional front, I'm waiting on copy edits for the final Sin du Jour book, which is called Taste of Wrath. If you don't know what Sin du Jour is, if you're new, it's a series of books that I've been writing for the last 3 years for Tor.com Publishing. They're novellas. They're shorter books because your time is valuable. And George R. R. Martin has been fucking wasting it all these years. I'm sorry. You know what? Somebody needs to say it. Somebody needs to say it. He's a very nice man. Very, very cool guy. But he's wasting your fucking time with these huge... who has time for that? You know, you have student loan debt and Trump is president. And like, how can you... You don't have time for a tome like that. You need to get in and get out. You need to rip and run like Omar on The Wire. Every vlog, I'm going to reference Omar and The Wire. So that's going to be like a running thing that we do. But anyway, so I've been writing this series of books, Sin du Jour, about this wacky is the wrong word. It's dark comedy. It's comedy, but it's dark comedy. About this catering company in New York City that services supernatural creatures, the hidden world of the supernatural. And I've been doing it for the past 3 years, and book 6 is actually coming out, is it next week? Maybe the week after, on the 7th of November. The penultimate book, the second to the last book in the whole series, is coming out in just a couple weeks' time here. And I finished the finale, Taste of Wrath, which is the longest book in the series for a novella. I think it's like 46,000 words, which is definitely the longest one in the series so far, but it's the finale. I wanted that my whole life. I wanted to write that big 2-part series finale, you know, and I still hope to do that on television one day, but in the meantime, that's what I was going for with this, and I'm very proud of it. So I got line edits. I did all the rewriting, the editing. My editor, Lee Harris, amazing guy, helped me make it 10 times better. Now it's with my copy editor, and I know this because my copy editor likes to DM me enthusiastically as he reads through the book, which is an abnormal relationship to have with one's copy editor, from what I understand. But no, he's legitimately a fan of the series and really likes it, so he will DM me on Twitter when he gets to like really juicy parts in the book. It's a strange thing. Like seriously, you don't usually interact with your copy editor on like an interpersonal level. It may be violating some kind of ethical, for all I know. I probably shouldn't even be talking about this, but he's a great Richard Shecky on Twitter. He's a great copy editor. He's been doing the last 3 or 4 of the Sin du Jour books and does a fantastic job. Before that, I had Leanna Kristoff, who I didn't really interact with personally. I just want to mention it because she worked very hard on the first few books, and since I'm talking about copy editors. Always acknowledge your copy editors, folks, if you're authors out there. They're like the unsung heroes. I mean, it's publishing, so we're all kind of unsung heroes, but they're like really unsung, so respect the copy editors. So yeah, I'm waiting to get back to copy edits, and then once I bang those out, I will officially be done writing the Sin du Jour series, that's kind of bananas to think about, because I've been doing it, and especially since it's a novella series and with the release schedule that we have, it's really felt like a consistent full-time job for the last 3 years. I've always been working on the next Sin du Jour book in one form or another. So the idea of being done with the whole thing is actually kind of daunting. It sort of feels like being unemployed again, to be honest with you. I finished a new anti-epic fantasy novel, I'm calling it, and my agent's taking that out, and we're gonna sell that, and I'm pitching around a bunch of other stuff. It's not like I'm not working or anything, but just this was kind of my steady writing gig for the last couple of years, and now it's coming to an end, and it's a strange feeling, the idea of being done with it. I'm excited to conclude it. It doesn't, I'm not gonna lie, Sin du Jour doesn't have a massive fan base or anything. It hasn't set the world on fire. It's gotten great reviews, but the readers that it has are very ardent and very into it. Y'all are just, seriously, I can't thank you enough. Everybody who's been following along this whole time. And even if you're coming in late to the series, I get tweets all the time from people who are getting hip to it. And it's just an amazing thing. You know, watching people talk about their ships in your series. I had a tweet earlier today from somebody who was on the second book, and they listed all their ships and then their hate ships, which was, I think, Lena and Dorsky was their hate ship. And then they wanted like Darren and Ritter to get together. And I approve all these headcanons. I'm sorry, I won't be able to deliver on all of them. In some cases, any of them. But like, headcanon away, folks. If you want to write slash fiction, you absolutely have my permission. I'd love to read it. I would love to read some Cindager slash fiction. But yeah, so we're winding that down. The last book, Taste of Wrath, after I do the copy edits, it's scheduled to come out next year. And that will conclude the series. And we're talking about doing some kind of omnibus edition that brings all the books together in some form. We haven't worked that out yet, but that's a thing we're talking about. And in the meantime, I'm moving on. I'm working on my first middle grade book, actually. And I'm not ready to like say anything about it, but that's going to be, and I'm trying to finish that before the end of this year. That's like my big goal. I finished the huge book I've been working on for literally years this year. And I want to get one more finished as we head into 2018, because I want 2018 to be like a big year. I'm really kind of gearing everything up for that, which is, another reason I've kind of started the vlog here is I want to document everything I'm doing and just kind of get more people into it and let you all know what's going on, because I'm really excited about it. And I want to share it with all the people who have been following along with me, and I want to get new people into it, and I really want to bring you guys into the process. You're in my writing room, man. You're in the inner sanctum. Like, you can't get more into the process than this. So I hope that's a thing you're interested in, a thing you enjoy. And I think that's going to be it for today's vlog. I've gone on really long here. We're like 12 minutes. I meant it to be like half this thing, so I'm gonna cut it off. But thanks for joining me. Like I said, day 2. I will see you tomorrow for day 3 back here in the writing room. Thank you, folks.